Welcome to the Cancer Mind and Me channel. My name's Jack. I'm here serving as your host, supporting the star of the show as always, Reg.
About that, mate.
Yeah, always the star. And today we will be meeting Reg's sons and actually learning who Reg is from people other than him. So, yeah, full transparency and nothing left to hide there, hopefully, which would be quite exciting. But
Don't know about exciting, could be embarrassing.
and that's what we're excited about. So, Reg, how are you? What have you been up to since the last time we saw you?
Oh, I'm very, very well, mate. Very, very well. In the last week, now I'm going to lose a lot of viewers here. I ain't got many anyway, but I'm a Millwall supporter, right? I'm a season ticket holder. And I went to the presentation of the players last Friday. Luckily, I got invited there for a friend of mine. And I met the manager, the players. I got shirts off them. It was just fantastic. And it all ruined last Monday when we lost at home and didn't get in the playoffs. So it's been a fantastic week. Bit disappointing with the end result, but I had the most. I think you got some photos they sent in, my boys.
Yeah, we're going to try to pop them up on screen round about now.
So, yeah, I've had an absolutely wonderful week. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Never felt better.
What the saving grace for you was, although you lost, you built a bit of a friend, haven't you? Danny McNamara come over to you at the end, gave you his shirt after meeting him at the awards night beforehand.
Yeah, at the game. At the end of the game, he see me and just took his shirt off, ran over and gave it to me.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, shame about the result, but it's every boy's dream, really, going to hang out with your... the first team of the club that you support, and
Absolutely.
you live in that, and now you got some friends.
And I had a 15, 20-minute chat with the manager. You know what I mean? Like a proper chat, like just normal geezers. It was just, wonderful, wonderful time. And free booze, free course meal. It don't get no better, does it? Don't get no better.
Don't get no better.
So I've had a great week, mate, to be honest.
Good. Well, the thing is, Reg, we've met you before in the other episodes, right?
Yeah.
Our audience, they've got their own viewpoint and relationship with you from everything that you've said beforehand. But today, they're going to learn who you are through your family.
Through my two sons. Now, they could slaughter me here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're very, 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 what's the word I'm looking for?
Honest.
Yeah, honest, yeah. Oh, they say it as it is, yeah. So you're exactly what I'm like.
If you haven't got a favourite now, depending on what they say coming up, you might do after, mate.
They're two good boys, so I don't really give a shit what they say.
So yeah, let's see them now. Welcome to the channel, lads. Who are you and who are you?
So I'm Charlie, I'm Reg's son.
I'm John, I'm Reggie's son.
But well done.
I'm obviously the older, better looking one that he meant to have, and Charlie's the mistake.
Okay, so I know you've said something similar before, but so there.
Well, they obviously realised they made a mistake the first time round, so they had to then get the perfect specimen that is I.
So he was the condom break, not the other way around.
That's probably more
really
realistic, to be fair.
And I don't really want to think about it, to be honest.
What's it called? The perfect.
I think if you ask Dad
conception.
now, we're both mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd rather just stick with me.
Yeah. Little sister's definitely the favourite. But look, I know who you are. The camera's gonna eventually learn who you are through the more
It's a
that you
clever
say.
camera.
Yeah, it is indeed. But ultimately, we're here to know who your dad is. So please tell us all, from your viewpoint, who is Reg Smith?
I think it's fair to say that Dad is someone that is everyone's dad. So
That's why I'm here.
growing up, for me and my perspective, my mum was a childminder, Dad was working, but everyone called Dad their dad as well. And then obviously they become foster carers. So there's an army of now teenagers and adults that call Reg Smith their dad, which is in itself kind of tells you everything you need to know about the man, really. But he just loves life. And he's all about living life and having fun. And I guess the reason why he's decided to do this podcast is because I think other people that are going through cancer need to know that it doesn't have to define you. And you can live life and have fun. You know, we was at Millwall just on Monday on the train at 9 o'clock in the morning. got home at 11 o'clock at night, and we just did not stop laughing. About 8 of us. So,
But on the way home wasn't
and
as good
crying,
because we
yeah.
lost. But yeah, it was a great day, and sort of making memories and stuff like that. We've got through all of our life of Dad, and most of it is around sort of the fun parts of life and not taking things too seriously. Just live life on the edge, I suppose. Dad's never been one to sort of do things a conventional way.
Yeah, that's very true.
But as he openly says, he is what he is, and I'd say pretty much everyone who sort of meets him is life and soul in a party, and will remain that way. Well, forever.
Forever, exactly. From where I'm at, my relationship with him, and I think my relationship is cloned with many people as well. So either I'm laughing with you, or I'm laughing at you. As long as I'm laughing, we're having a good time.
I like that you looked at John when you said "at you."
I was talking about
It's more apt. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get them subliminal messages in, Charles. Don't worry about that. I think you two lads have summed up fantastically who your dad is. No one knows him more than you two because you've known him your whole life, very coincidentally. But because of that and that long period of laughter that you've shared with him, any funny stories?
There's probably a long list of funny stories.
Safe for the camera.
But that's what I was going to say. Some can't be told on camera. Probably the youngest memory is we went to... Mum and Dad took all the kids for a dinner once at like a Toby Carvery kind of place. And one of the kids dared Dad to do hi ho, as in the song hi ho, hi ho. Anyway, if you know Dad, if someone dares him to do something, he has to do it. So it ended up with him on his knees in a crowd of 12 kids, going through the restaurant singing hi ho as loud as he could.
To be fair, that actually come from my childhood when it was just me. So it was probably better when there was a crowd of kids. I had to do it on my own when I was about a 3-year-old. Going through a harvester in London.
So you ain't changed.
So yeah, I know there was no dares involved in that. I was 3. I didn't know any different.
You were begging him not to do it. So, I mean, that's just one. And then pretty more recent years, similar theme. But John, Dad and I, every Christmas, until kind of COVID hit, we'd go on we say Christmas shopping, but...
It's a pre-Christmas drinks disguised as Christmas shopping.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which I'd do on the train on the way there on my phone on Amazon.
Yeah, and then we go to the pubs. We got a bit merry, and we were planning to go to Paul, and whoever we jokingly said, or someone said, whoever loses has to go to the barbers across the road and shave their hair off. Well, Dad lost, and he didn't disappoint. Because he went and got his head shaved off. Yeah. And he had to eat Christmas dinner that year with a hat on because Mum wouldn't let him.
Yeah, I remember how happy Jill was at that haircut.
It was one of the ones where, to be in there, it was absolutely hilarious. Even the staff at the bar was like, he's not actually going to do that, is he? He's like,
people up against the windows in the pub.
Yeah.
Just watching this man shaving his hair off. I think you went over at one point and said, Dad, please, you haven't got to do it.
Yeah, I was like, no. And he was like, no. No, dare is a dare. I don't bother out of a dare.
Did he lose on purpose to save you, or was he just...
No.
He's worse than Paul.
No, he's crap. No, he's not. He's annoyingly quite good, but I think we just ganged up on him.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But no, so there's...
But even that day as well, wasn't it? When further than that, because we've come home, and then, obviously, I think Mum picked us up from the station, and we've got home, going, what the hell has happened to Dad? He's got no hair. And he said... Did you not buy anything? Because none of us had any bags. And it was at that point we realised that we'd actually not brought the shopping we did do home with us. I think Charlie had done Dad between them, had done about 200 quid in Pandora. And we'd left it behind in the pub. And we didn't realise till we got home. And so Mum was fuming. He's like, one, you've actually left all your Christmas shopping at the pub. And 2, Dad has come home with no hair.
So rather than coming with stuff, you've come back with less stuff because his hair's gone.
Exactly. Shopping, but also no hair.
Yeah. Dad couldn't see the problem with any of that, obviously. But
no.
We luckily, because we got to chatting with the publican, he did. You went in there the next day. She was working there, and we'd got the stuff back. So it was a happy ending in the end.
It was all right in the end. It was all right in the end. But yeah, no, and young memories for John and I. Dad started this crazy thing called Mental Club when we were kids, and any kid that's been in mum and dad's care through childminding, fostering, or even just by, relation of, you meet people over the course of your life. Everyone's been involved in this mental club, and when you're a kid, it's the funnest thing in the world because you go out and you play knockdown ginger with all the neighbours, or you move the gnomes to the other neighbour's garden and watch them all in the morning have a row with each other over who stole what gnome, and just silly stuff like that. Yeah. That's Dad. Yeah. He just, as we said at the beginning, he lives life to the full in every way, shape and form, and no matter where he is. People always say about Dad that it doesn't matter what situation he's in, he comes up smelling the roses.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I guess again is what this channel's about, because time and time again he's defied what we were kind of lent to believe at certain times, and it's because he believes in himself and his life, and he's got a positive outlook on things a lot of the time.
Yeah, and there's no logic in Dad's positivity. Like into every year he genuinely thinks Millwall are going to get promoted, which obviously we would all love, but we know it's highly unlikely. He thinks England are going to win the World Cup every time there's a World Cup, and if you disagree with that, God forbid, because he's very passionate about it. But in the same way, it's about life. Like, and he's gone in. He's had various businesses over the years, and every time, a bit like Del Boy, I suppose. This comparison he makes him to himself quite a lot. He says, "Oh, this is the one going to make a millionaire and stuff like." And he's always the most positive person in any room. So he's and that is taken into the current situation. Regardless of what people have said or doctors and things like that, he said, "Well, yeah, I don't get." He said, basically, all he asks is a simple question: is there a possibility? And that's all he wants. If they say yes, there's a possibility. That's it. That's what's happening.
That's all he needs.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. And I think on this, it's fair to say that what Dad doesn't realise is him being that way makes it easier for us. So he always says that. John and I are, he's rock and he depends on us, and to a certain degree, he probably does, but he doesn't realise how much harder it would be for us to do that if he wasn't the man that he is.
Yeah. We're both sort of very busy, like his own business, sort of, we both work really hard, and it's tough to do day-to-day knowing that Dad's going through. If Dad was suffering or really down about it, it would be a lot harder for us to concentrate on it. But we've managed to go about our day-to-day lives because it feels normal because Dad's so positive about it. Like just this morning, he's gone to my boy's football match, and he will drop his little sister Mia at gymnastics. So it's just normal life is happening.
He's busier than ever, and he don't stop bloody eating.
Despite what?
He's like, we have a barbecue every weekend, and it's just for him.
I mean, he's even told himself that by having a stoma bag is sort of like a free pass to eat what he likes. He can't put on weight. I don't think it works like that, Dad. He's like, well, it's working for me.
And there lies the example of Dad. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I've got a stoma bag. For some people, it's the worst thing in the world to have a bag on you all the time. For Dad, it's a free pass.
Free rate. I can eat 16 meals a day.
Yeah, we spoke about that in previous episodes. We was like, no, I'm not having that. The idea of that change, and it because the negative stigma around a stoma that many people have. No, don't want it. The second he had a bit of education on it, and the second that he knew, yes, okay, I need this for my life, absolutely loves it.
But see, and that's the capability that he has. He switches it on. Yeah. When something goes wrong, he just goes, right, let's find the positives. He doesn't need coaching for that. He doesn't need. None of us tell him to do it. He helps us for that. He doesn't realise how much he does.
Exactly. And just to go back, elaborate on your point, John, about day-to-day life and how him being him has helped you too. I think your extended family, so all the foster kids, myself, basically anyone who's met him, because something that me and Reg say to each other all the time is, and I think this is even more evident why he's a foster carer as well, is loyalty and love makes you family, but blood makes you related. That's it. So it's the loyalty and love side of things, which is really what brings people together.
Like you're going to break out into song then. Jack.
Yeah, nearly. But that's the title of my album, right? But yeah, and the amount of people that has met him, falls in love with him, then he becomes loyal to them, and then lifelong friends or decades
absolutely.
spent.
Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's people, because Daddy is larger than life, and I'm sure there's people who find that overwhelming sometimes in his life as well. And he's can be quite opinionated, but he's nothing but true to himself. So whether you agree with his opinion or not, his opinion is going to be his opinion.
Exactly.
And I don't agree with him sometimes.
Yeah, but that's what makes game night fun.
I don't think game night has ever been fun. It's too competitive.
Yeah, game nights don't go too well.
No one's allowed to play Monopoly in this house at all. But somebody who probably spends the most amount of time with your dad is your sister, Mia. She obviously wanted to have her input in this episode as well, and I believe she had a message that she gave to you guys that you wanted to put across.
Yeah, so I think from Mia's point of view, she sees Dad as the constant comedian. So from her thing is, I think every little girl, their dad's their world, and that definitely is the case for Mia. But Mia does gymnastics, and they spend a lot of time in the car together. And I think from that,
Don't do gymnastics in the car, just to point that out.
going to and from. But from that, I think Mia wanted to kind of just say that, her dad is the funniest man in the world in her eyes, the most caring man in the world, and they're like two best friends getting up to no good together a lot of the time. So, and it's quite an amazing thing to be able to do that. From Dad's point of view.
When little girls go, my dad's stronger than yours, she might actually be right.
In a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways that you wouldn't think of.
That's just reminded me actually of when I was a kid, and similar sort of situation where you always, I think as kids you always look up to your parents and say like you think they're the best at something or anything like that. And Dad sort of loves boxing and used to do a bit of boxing and had a few sort of fights when he was younger. And I've only heard like the story of Dad, like, I had 3 fights, was unbeaten, blah, blah. So in my mind, my dad's an undefeated, unbeatable boxer. And I remember genuinely saying to him, I was been about 8 or 9 years old, saying, Dad, you'd be able to beat Mike Tyson in a fight, wouldn't you? Dad's response was, yeah, if I had a shotgun.
Yeah.
But I was like, what do you mean? It's like, you told me he was the best.
It's the first time you realise, hang on, maybe he's not.
Someone's bigger than you.
Yeah.
Nah, that's brilliant. Well, look, lads, thanks for sharing who your dad is, your funny stories. I'm sure we're gonna try and drag you both on here as much as we can at every opportunity. But yeah, it's a miracle that today's diary's all matched up. But well, welcome back to your chair then, Reg. Has it been lending it out?
Well, I know. I went out of the room. I didn't want to know what it was going to say about me, so I ain't got a clue what they've said. So I'll find out when I watch it.
Yeah, I think we might try and get his reaction when he watches it back as well, because I think that'll be saying that your family's gone to have over you.
I bet they've slaughtered me.
Maybe you'd be surprised. Well, no, you wouldn't be surprised at all, to be honest, because everything that they said, I think, is exactly what you know, because they're talking about you.
Well, yeah, I'll wait and see.
But yeah, so look, the whole reason why you wanted to start this channel in the first place is because, in your opinion, positive mental attitude, positive day-to-day approach to everything that you do can actually have a knock-on effect to how cancer goes. Disclaimer, there's a few studies out there which may suggest it can help, but please definitely go get medical advice. But in your point of view, you think it's definitely a dose of medicine.
I think
that
personally,
helps.
and to me, I do believe that my positive thinking is helping me massively, because I truly believe. You know what I mean? I truly believe. So, when I first come on here, I just wanted to portray that. But as I've been watching, I watched the ones we've done, and it seems a little bit depressing and sad. So I want to change it all now. I've got that opinion across. If people go back and have a look at it, I want to make this more of a fun thing. Let's have a laugh.
Yeah.
I'm fed up with the fucking doom and gloom.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have more positive things to come, because again, you really wanted to to back yourself and double down by starting the channel before you had your scam results in. So
Which
the
I've got
update,
now.
Which you've got. Tell us what's happened.
Well, it started off with a with a tumour. I don't know how big it is, but let's say it was that big. It's gone by half, 50%.
Yeah, and the doctors couldn't believe it.
She
They were
said,
so happy.
fantastic, yeah. It's a lady doctor, cancer doctor, and she went on and on first of all and didn't get round to it. And I thought, come on, tell me what's going on, for Christ's sake.
Must be nervous as well.
Yeah, she was showing me and telling. Then she went, there it was, and that's it now. And I went, that's about half the size then. She went, yes.
Yeah.
So I said to her, I promise you, I said, well, if I do it again, it could go. You know what I mean? She sort of looks at me and thinks, oh, don't go too far.
Yeah. But brilliant news. And
Yeah, so I'm over the moon with it, of course.
And the polyps on your lungs as well.
One little tiny one, apparently, I couldn't even see it. You know, so, and I've had another 9 chemo since this.
Yeah.
You know, so, oh, mate, I'm even more positive than I was at the start.
Which is really hard to believe. Isn't it?
Absolutely.
But look, that's a fantastic note to summarise this episode. But of course, part of keeping it light and fun is Reg wants to do joke of the show to end and say goodbye on. So
Now,
please take
if
it away.
you don't like swearing or anything like that, cut off now. Right? If you like I think I've got a few funny jokes. I used to do a little bit of stand-up. And I'm going to tell you one now that I think is quite funny. 2 geezers walking down a road. One said to the other, what would you do, Jack? What would you do if a bird shit on your head? He looked at me, he went, I won't go out of her no more. I can't believe he said it.
Yeah, no, it was me. It was me. But look, that's the type of tone that he wants to keep with the jokes of the show. So hopefully you can love him for it, just like we do. But yeah, look, thank you very much for watching this episode up to this point. Please like the video. That helps us massively to get it out to more people. Please subscribe if you haven't, because again, that helps statistically wise. But yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Please subscribe. Cheers.
Ta. Bye.
And now
Testing 1 2 testing.
the end is near,
Testing 1 2 testing.
and so I take
1 2 1 2.
my final cut.
That will just show you your volume levels. Barney.
Fa la 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 la.
La 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 la.
Can we? This is fun. Can we just do this after?
Yeah, I'm gonna
He's gonna do this as outcuts, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'll go like this.
Like that. Yeah.
He's finally had the stroke.
Sorry.
Something's not right.
Oh, it's moving. It's alive. Oh god. What's this do?
Stopped up.
It's a filter your voice.
You've still done it.
Oh no,
I thought you said that stops you.
It didn't stop me doing it, did it?
Exactly. It didn't work, does it?
I see.
Oh boy.
Reg, I'm gonna quit. All right. If this is what you give me.
Boys!
I'm sorry.